Hey there YouTube, how's it going? Nerdy Narwhal here, and I'm back again today for another look at a 6-scale figure. Today taking a look at the Assassin's Creed Revelations Mentor Ezio, made by DamToys. Now, I've been a fan of not just DamToys' Assassin's Creed line, but DamToys in general for a while now, since their very first Edward Kenway figure. I thought that was an awesome figure. The tailoring was really well done. The outfit was intricate and really cool, and I really liked that figure. So even though I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed player or fan of that series, I've been picking up these offerings because they're cool figures. They look great on a shelf. And today we've got this one. So I'm going to jump right into it with a look at some of the more boring stuff, the accessories, starting with the hands. So I didn't even bother taking the plastic off. First, we've got a right and a left fisted hand. We're going to have a right and a left open splayed fingered hand, like that. And we're going to have a right and a left relaxed hand. Now, these hands are pretty great. They all look pretty good there. But I never really use them. And the reason for that is DamToys gives us these great hands here. I use these for all of my DamToys Assassin's Creed figures because they work with so many different poses. They're excellent gripping hands. They're not too tight of a grip so as to look awkward if he's not gripping anything, sort of how I have that left hand or the right hand over there. So yeah, they just work really well with a lot of different stuff. So moving on now to some accessories that I don't currently have on the figure. We have an extended grappling hidden blade. You can see over here on his right gauntlet, I have that grappling hook in right now. So here's an extended one. And if we didn't like that, we have this extended blade. So you could give him his double Assassin's hidden blades. So that's cool. You can see that I have the other extended hidden blade on this gauntlet, his left gauntlet over here right now. So that looks pretty nice. That's how I have him sort of displayed in my display. And underneath here, you can see that he has his little prototype gun. Now, I believe this game took place in the 15th century, the 1400s. So guns weren't really widespread at that point in time. This was sort of a unique little accessory that he got. And it's cool that DamToys included that on his gauntlet because it did come in handy in the game. Now, in prototype images, his short sword thing here is usually slid in there on the belt. Now, they didn't really give us any sort of game-used sword to outfit this figure with, so I took the liberty of using this longer one, and instead of sliding it through the belt there, like I believe it was a prototype image that they must have based this accessory off of, I slid it over here so that it would hang more like an actual sword would when you have them in the game. So just to take this out real quick, it's a really short hooked blade, barely qualifies as a sword really, but that's that right there. The sheath looks really nice. Good intricate pattern down there going through the sheath of it. And that's about that for that one. Over here we have a dagger, which again, the dagger is pretty simple. Not a lot going on with it there. But the sheath for the dagger does look really nice with some cool engravings going up it. It's a good pattern. And then finally, slid in through the back of the figure here, I have this more curved knife. Now, I Google searched all the names of these blades because I honestly don't remember their names, at least, from the game. So, but I forgot, so I can't really tell you what the name of this is. Cool looking dagger, though. All of the accessories are a pretty thin, malleable plastic. Nothing really metal on this guy, which is kind of a bummer, but that's how DamToys has done, I believe, all of their Assassin's Creed figures up to this point. So I did not expect them to change with this guy. Finally, we have this little disc that I believe he used to find the apple in the game. There's that. So let's move on to the figure proper. I'm going to get my thoughts out of the way immediately. While this is probably one of my favorite outfits that DamToys has done on an Assassin's Creed figure, it's intricate. There's tons of different textures. It looks really cool. For whatever reason, this feels to me like the worst hood that we've gotten from them yet. Worst as in it is the hardest to make look good, and it is the easiest to get to not look good. So, anyways, from the bottom to the top, there's his nice display base, upon which are his feet. These are a two-piece boot cut, which is fine. I've seen better boot cuts that hide the joint better, but these work. Just pose the ankle, slide the boot over, and they do their job. The pants are probably the most plain part of this figure. And then moving up, now we get some of his more patterned clothing. And it's fine, it's intricate, it looks good. All of the clothing is on a nice bendy wire, so you can get a good flow when you move it around. Up into his myriad belts, these are all pleather, so you won't have to worry about them degrading too much over time. Even on his belt, just look at all the stuff we have going on in there. Tons of patterns. Really cool looking. Up here we have his fur, which matches what we have inside of his gauntlets, which is nice. My first time, now do be careful, because my first time removing the hands, I actually took a little bit of fur with them. I just wasn't thinking about it. Popped that hand out and along came some of the fur. So be careful if you are going to be in there swapping hands a lot. Coming up here, his cape is connected by just a little tiny hook on this side. Then on this side, it's just a bit of Velcro in there. So his cape is very easy to take out. The cape itself, just gray on that side, red on that side. Not a lot going on, but it gets its job done. And then we have the head. So the outfit, very cool. Very nice looking. It doesn't hinder articulation too much, but I do have some gripes that I will get into right now. So you might have already noticed, but on his left arm, and I'm not sure why DamToys does this, but the outfit is not made to go all the way to the wrist, the sleeves here. So when I bend the elbow like that, and then resituate the figure like that, it shows off the skin of his hand. And it seems like it would have been such an easy thing for DamToys just to extend the sleeves farther so that that wouldn't happen. But they don't do that. Sort of like with their Edward Kenway, it had the issue where if you bend the knees real exaggerated like, so if you go in for a good 90 plus degree bend right there, and then pull the leg back, you could often see the skin of the figure popping in over the boot. This guy's better with that, but if I do go for a big bend, and you're looking for it, let's get the camera in there. No, it's not too bad this time, but you are able to see some skin. So they've fixed that and just sort of transferred the issue up into the elbows. So there's that. But as you can tell from the articulation that I've already been doing on the figure, it's on a good standard DamToys body. I like their bodies. They work well. They articulate in all the right places. And nothing is really too hindered, even though it is such an exceptionally complex outfit. The leg can get 90 degrees to the waist, and even the waist. Let's straighten him out. Bending there. He can look back. Tight joint in there. He can hunch down a little bit. And then the head will rock down as well as look up a good ways. But here we are. As you can see, I have articulated the head, and now that hood just looks wonky. It just doesn't look like it's sitting flush to his head. So that is an issue that I've encountered more than once when messing around with this figure. So the way that I do the hood quickly on the fly is I push it down. It has a wire going through it, and I pull it out and push down here and here, and now I get kind of an okay looking hood. If I were to be doing a little bit better, I would go in there and start tucking all of that stuff in, but you know, this is just for the video, so I'll get it to look pretty again once I stick it back in my display cases. But yeah, that's really kind of it. I didn't have a whole lot to add. This figure has been reviewed by a lot of other people on YouTube. I just figured I'd throw my hats into the ring with that. It's a great looking figure. It can get a lot of really cool poses, whatever you're really trying to do with this Ezio figure, but not without its drawbacks. Once you get this guy in, you're going to have to be willing to fiddle around with the outfit a little bit, to fiddle around with the wires in the bottom to get everything to look perfect. And definitely, you're going to have to be prepared to fiddle around with that hood. But if you want this sort of complete Ezio looking figure, Ezio is a mentor from his final game, this is all we got right now. I've seen that the younger Ezio is shipping from DamToys right about now. That might be the figure to finally replace Hot Toys' Assassin's Creed Ezio that they did a while back. We'll have to wait and see. I don't plan on getting that one because I have this one, and Ezio's just not really a super relevant assassin to me right now. His last game was forever ago, and it wasn't really even my favorite game in the series. But this guy was just so cool, I had to snag him. So, real quick, let's look at that head sculpt, give you guys one look at that. We'll hit a pose, and then that will be all for this review. Come in on that head sculpt. Definitely looked like Ezio to me. He has his definitive scar right above the lip, worn. Some people were saying it looks a bit too young to be old man Ezio, but a lot of grabs from that game, even in his old man mentor outfit. Maybe the head sculpt's a little bit young, but Ezio aged very gracefully, so it works for me. I'm not too worked up about it. Let's get a quick pose here so that we can see what we're working with. I'm going to pull that sword out of the handle, utilize those standard 6 scale double joints in the elbow, as well as the hands, hunched over a little bit like a stealthy assassin should be. And let's get a hidden blade on him, because that is probably the most iconic thing to the Assassin's Creed franchise. Okay, get that pulled back. turn that head a little bit and smush that down. There we go. So that is a quick little pose just so you can see something like this would not be very hard to do right out of the box. And it does look good. Not too much fiddling. But there we go. Alright guys, that's all I have for the DamToys Ezio from Assassin's Creed Revelations. This is the Mentor Ezio figure. If I missed something or you have some questions that I didn't answer and maybe another YouTuber who has done a video on this has also failed to answer it, please feel free to reach out to me. I love getting a dialogue going. Otherwise, stay happy, stay healthy, and keep on collecting. Nerdy Narwhal out.